Our healthcare hero this week joins us from a place called Kimmel Township in Pennsylvania. Yes, I own it and I operate the whole town. He is a nurse in the ICU. Please welcome Jonathan Dodson. Hello, Jonathan. How you doing?
Good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too. How are things in my town?
Well, I'm taking care of everybody, so I think we got it under control.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Now, Jonathan, you, I understand, just are at the tail end of working 7 days in a row, 12-hour shifts, correct?
Yeah, it's 7 on, 7 off, and it was all 12-hour night shifts, and it takes you a couple days to recover, but we make it through, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So
you love your job?
I love it. I do. I really do.
How are things in the ICU nowadays?
Hectic. You know, we run about half COVID, half not, you know, depending on the week. It's give and take. As soon as one comes, you know, as soon as one leaves, one comes. But beds are never empty, especially the past few months. But we make do, and we take care of everyone and get them better as soon as we can.
So the beds are full now, and we potentially will have an uptick in COVID cases in the coming months. So that's when things get especially crazy.
Yeah, you're right.
I didn't mean to bum you out. I just, you know.
No. I think as soon as we start coming back indoors, I think you'll see an uptick. But
right.
I hope I'm wrong, though.
Jonathan, what inspired you to become an ICU nurse?
Well, when I was 19, I got diagnosed with cancer, leukemia. And, you know, I spent about 3 years kind of combating this disease, you know, on and off. And it was the nurses that took care of me. And, you know, and I'll credit one in particular, one instance where I had relapsed 3 times at this point, and I had very little chance of survival. I was very sick, and my mom and my dad were talking to the healthcare team, and you know, what should we do next? And you know, it was kind of decided or up in the air. You know, should we send him home and let him pass away? And I never forget, but it was the nurse that stepped in, and she said, "This is his 3rd time. He can do this. You have to give him a chance." And she essentially helped my mom and my dad at that time make the decision. And I remember thinking, if I ever get through this, I want to go back to nursing school, and I want to go back into healthcare, and I want to do that. I want to be able to change someone's life like that lady changed mine.
You wound up, which is a wonderful thing. You wound up getting a bone marrow transplant, and it's very difficult to find a donor, a bone marrow donor, because the matches are rare, right?
I did. I had a bone marrow transplant in September of 2004, and that was essentially the last-ditch effort. I had failed chemotherapy multiple times, and it just came down to this one treatment, and thankfully, it worked, and you're right. It's very hard to find a match. In fact, whenever they came in and told me, I essentially had 2 good matches, and the way they explained it to me at that time was I essentially hit the lottery. It was like it's like a DNA twin, and I hit the jackpot having 2 matches.
Have you ever met your DNA twin?
I have not. I would love to thank her some point in person.
Oh.
Well, I don't know how you thank somebody, but
I can't help you with the in-person part, at least not right now. But we did find your bone marrow donor, and her name is Shannon, and here she is. She's from Corrales, Texas. Shannon, why soon?
Hi.
Shannon, this is Jonathan.
Hi.
Jonathan, this is Shannon.
Wow,
Hey, Jonathan.
It is wonderful to see you. And before I say anything, I just want I pictured this in my head multiple times throughout the past 16 years. And how do you thank somebody that saved your life because of essentially one selfless act? And I don't think that you realize the impact that you did with just that one instance. You know, you essentially kept a mother from losing her son, kept my siblings from losing their brother. And more importantly, I have two children now. I have a 7 and a 4-year-old boy. And you're the reason that those two little boys are here. Because if it wouldn't have been for you, I wouldn't have ever even had the opportunity. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, even though I guess I partially am you now.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you for everything that you did. I don't think, like I said, I don't think you realize the impact that you had.
Shannon, tell Jonathan what you do for a living.
Well, I'm also a registered nurse, so I'm in the nursing field. I work in a very different capacity. I've not been in the acute care field in several years now, but I work with young women in pregnancies and kind of difficult circumstances, and work for a nonprofit clinic, and we do some really beautiful work. And it is just such a pleasure to meet you. I am so glad to see your face.
Shannon, I know that the process is very difficult of donating bone marrow. Why did you decide to become a donor? Why did you even enter the database?
Well, it was kind of crazy. I was actually shopping at a mall in a town that I used to live in, and there was a small kiosk set up with, back then, I think it was called the National Marrow Donor Program, and they were collecting blood samples to just enter your information into a national database. And so even though I was already a nurse back at that time, I wasn't really familiar with the program, but learned more about it and gave a sample that day to be put on the registry, and just prayed that one day I'd get a chance to do something like that.
Wow. Because of a trip to Wetzel's Pretzels, you are alive today, Jonathan.
That is amazing, and I'm thankful you made that trip that day.
Wow,
Me
how
too.
about that? Well, we have two healthcare heroes tonight, and we have a surprise for both of you. To show appreciation for all that you do, our friends at Bailey's are giving you each $10,000 so you can treat yourselves after work. And also, Bailey's is going to send gift cards to your coworkers too at both of the places you guys work at. So, wow, I hope that you guys follow this up and get to ask all the questions that you've always wanted to ask. And thanks,
Yeah.
Nurse Jonathan and Nurse Shannon, for everything that you do. Our healthcare heroes tonight. And if you'd like to be part of the Bone Marrow Registry, visit bethematch.org to sign up and maybe save somebody's life. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Jimmy Kimmel, and this is the Internet. I made it myself. Hit subscribe if you like it.